Gavin, a difficult week this week with Scott's departure. Talk us through just what sort of week it's been.
I think it's been a really productive week. The boys have really bought into what we've been trying to do this week. Myself and Steve, Liam, the analyst, as well, has helped us out. Been really bright. The boys have been fantastic. Can't complain in that, and hopefully we can bring that into the weekend.
Obviously, you knew Scott before Swindon Town, your time at Forest Green Rovers. Have you had much contact with him since? Or I guess we've wished him all the best for his next venture.
Yeah, listen, it's a opportunity for him to move closer to home. I think I'd imagine that was a big aspect in his decision to leave a club like this. So, listen, it's always going to be tough for him to leave here. He's been here before, done the youth team. He's come in, finally got the first team job. He's worked as a coach as well, and then to leave us we're in a decent position. But I think he'd be happy with his work here. Listen, it's like everything. You could always have done better. You could have done a lot worse. So I think he'd be happy enough. And
on the players' side, how have they been affected by this week's events, or what's the mood like within them at the moment?
To be honest, the mood's been fantastic. The boys have been great. Just positivity, really. We're just trying to obviously we're working towards the weekend, putting a specific game plan in place to get the 3 points, go out there. I'd imagine that me and Steve will take the team for this weekend, and the new manager will probably be in next week. So it's good for us, good experience for myself, having just come out playing, to see the different aspects of how it works, how every day works as a manager. You're doing different things. You have to maintain like the standards of everybody from top to bottom, and I've really enjoyed it.
As you mentioned there, you and Steve at the moment in interim head coach roles. How have you approached this week, without giving obviously too much away ahead of Saturday, but how have you and Steve approached the role that will go on for as long as it needs to at the moment?
Just try and have be clear with everybody. Me or Steve isn't going to be the next manager. That's just plain and simple. We're going to do as best we can with the boys, and that's all we can do, really. I know. It's like it's one of them where if the lads didn't buy in, and that'd be a lot worse. But they've bought in. That they know the script as well. They know the new manager will probably be, if not watching Saturday, he will watch this game back. For lads who haven't been playing, also it's a clean slate, so chance for them to impress. So obviously Scott was the manager. He would have had an 11 and subs who would have been his core. Now the new manager, it's a new set of eyes, so probably you'll see a couple of personnel changes. I'd imagine when the new manager comes in, he might bring a couple of his own players, and he might change a few things around. He might have a different style of play, but look forward to it.
And just with Saturday in mind, I mean, do you and Steve look to instill your sort of processes and put your stamp on Saturday, or is it just a case of just keep the side ticking over, the players know their individual roles, and just go from there?
Yeah, we've tinkered the formation a little bit, not loads, but we'll tinker a little bit to how we have seen it. Like maybe listen, we might be wrong. It is what it is. Just one of them. We'll tinker a little bit, tinker a few personnel. But the gaffer was doing a good thing here, and we're just trying to keep that going until the new guy comes in. He's got a great squad to work with.
An interesting question. Have you enjoyed the last couple of days, obviously taking the side, obviously the circumstances aside, but playing more of a coaching role on the training pitch? Is it something you've enjoyed, you've embraced along with Mildy as well?
Yeah, really enjoyed it. Going forward, I'd hope that short term, I'll once the new gaffer comes in, I'll slide back into my coaching role and just try and learn from him. That's what, as a coach, you can never have an ego. You should always be trying to learn off different people. There's always different strengths, different weaknesses, stuff you take on board, stuff you think I could have done this better, could have done that. Every day you should just look back on what you've done and try and improve for the next day.
And Grimsby themselves, what sort of tests will that be on Saturday?
It'll be a very tough game. They work really hard. They transition quite well. The ball turns over. And I think the manager and the assistant manager have been there before. They've gone back and they're legends there. So it's going to be a tough game. They'll bring an intensity. They'll bring decent following, but we're confident of the 3 points.
A certain Charlie Austin has joined the football club. Lots of hype around him potentially playing a part on Saturday. With that in mind, a big crowd expected as well. How will that play to our advantage, and how much are you looking forward to sort of walking out into the tunnel and seeing all those fans and that noise?
Yeah, listen, I was surprised that Charlie's application since he's come in has been absolutely fantastic. He's literally lifted since he's come in, the standards, the level of training, everything. Can't speak highly enough about him, to be honest. Since he's come in, it's been a real breath of fresh air.
And obviously with everything that's gone on this week, I'm guessing 3 points is just the main focus. Obviously after a disappointing result last time round, is this a good opportunity to get back on winning ways and obviously back into those playoff places?
Yeah, I think it's important. I think we haven't been playing our best for a while now. We haven't been playing great. More so, performances haven't been great. Listen, the results take care of themselves. When you're performing well, the results follow. But our performances haven't been good enough, and that's why we've been so inconsistent, I feel, lately. So we just want to get on the front foot, get after them, play quickly, try and score as many goals as we can.